Well, hello, breathers,
And welcome back
to another fabulous episode of
Oh, my favorite people.
Are Dead.
They're dead. They are what? They're dead.
They're dead.
They are dead.
Toast.
I know. Maggot food?
Maggot food.
You know, that's what happens.
Pushing up daisies.
That's what happens.
That's
No
right.
one gets out alive.
That's right.
So let's talk about them.
Let's do that. I'm down.
Okay. You're down for talking
I'm
about
down
them?
for talking about dead people.
Let's talk about a bunch of them today.
A bunch?
We'll talk about a bunch. We'll talk about a club.
A club.
A club of dead people.
Fun.
Yeah, people are just dying to get in. I know.
What are the benefits of being in this club? Any benefits?
Yes, everyone knows your name. It's like Cheers.
Oh.
Everyone knows your name. Yes.
Okay.
People are really... I sometimes think they're deliberately trying to get in. I'll tell you why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The title of this club is...
Yeah.
The 27 Club.
Oh, yeah.
That club.
It's a sad club.
It's a very sad club.
very talented club.
That's the problem. You
Yeah.
know, I think they try to get in. I don't know. You will decide, breathers.
Okay.
How many rock stars or celebrities have died at the age of 27, and why the age of 27? Why that age? What's so magical about 27? That's what I said.
Yeah, you know, what was I doing at 27? I was a park ranger. That was it.
I had 1.5 kids.
No kids. I still don't have any kids.
Over
10 years later. 10
You
fucking
have dogs.
years? I have dogs, yes. 3 dogs. I had 1 dog at the time. Yes, 27? Yes, 1 dog.
27. I had one on the way. I had been in my career for a while. You know, whatever.
Okay.
But this 27 Club has become one of the most elusive and remarkably tragic coincidences in rock and roll history.
Yeah.
Very tragic. The term became widely known after Kurt Cobain's death in '94, with rock fans connecting his age of 27 to that of other people who died at 27, namely Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, to name a few.
Yeah.
Though it was notable to fans in the early 70s when those 4 visionaries died within 2 years of each other.
Yeah.
Amy Winehouse passed away at age 27,
Amy
right?
Winehouse. I love Amy Winehouse.
In 2011, it attracted even more attention to the significance of that age. Okay? While the club has been largely connected to musicians, it has expanded since. Many young actors and artists have lost their lives due to everything from the addictions to suicide to freak accidents. Okay, let's explore.
Okay, yeah, I'm curious.
Okay, the very first person to pass at 27, becoming the founding father of a club that nobody really wants to join, or do they, was Robert Johnson.
Do I know that?
Sure you do.
Okay, all right.
Okay. This quote-unquote club has captured the popular imagination for decades. One of the Delta Blues' most celebrated and singular talents, Robert Johnson. Seriously? Oh, you don't know
honestly
who he is.
don't know who he is.
Okay,
No?
okay, all right. He recorded chilling folkloric songs about hellhounds, the devil, and general despair.
Oh.
Yeah, other artists had imitated him.
Okay.
The blues.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of other artists are based on him.
And
okay?
when did he?
I will tell you all about Robert
okay.
Leroy Johnson, born May 8th, 1911, died August 16th, 1938.
Oh, so he's an early one.
He's an early
Okay.
27er.
All right.
He was an American blues musician and a songwriter. His landmark recordings in 36 and 37 displayed a combination of singing, guitar skills, songwriting talents that have influenced generations of musicians.
Yeah.
Johnson made the moves on the wife of an owner of a roadhouse where he was playing, then subsequently drank from an open bottle of whiskey he was offered, and died 3 days later from strychnine poisoning and pneumonia.
Oh,
There
so
you go.
Don't mess around with the wife of the owner.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, really? You made passing my wife? Have a drink.
So is that a murder then?
You would think.
I would think.
Strychnine?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would normally drink from a bottle. Open bottle? Here you go.
Okay.
You know, blues guys. I wouldn't mess with them
I
either.
guess not.
According to legend, as a young man living on a plantation in rural Mississippi, Robert Johnson had a tremendous desire to become a great blues musician. One of the legends often says that Johnson was instructed to take his guitar to a crossroads near the Dockery plantation at midnight. There are claims of other sites as a location, but there's always a crossroads involved.
That's a very bluesy thing.
You think? There he was met by a large black man, the devil, who took the guitar and tuned it. The devil played a few... Yeah. The Devil played a few songs and returned the guitar to Johnson, giving him mastery of the instrument. This story of a deal with the devil at the crossroads mirrors the legends of Faust. Think about that.
Okay.
In exchange for his soul, Johnson was able to create the blues for which he became famous and imitated.
You mean those evangelicals are right and it really was the devil's music?
It's the devil, the devil, the devil. Yeah, okay, whatever you say.
All right.
Okay, moving right along. Louis Brian Hopkins Jones, born February 28th, 1942, died July 3rd, 1969, was an English multi-instrumentalist and a singer of this little band you might have heard of,
Oh.
the Rolling Stones.
I think I have heard of
Have
that.
we all heard of
Yeah,
that,
I think
breathers?
so,
Yeah, little band.
Okay.
Okay. At around midnight on the night of July 2nd or 3rd in 1969, Jones was discovered motionless at the bottom of his swimming pool at Cotchford Farm.
I guess he lost the game of
Chicken? Swimming? Chicken?
my brain just turned
Brain.
off.
We'll get back to you. Keep that thought. His Swedish girlfriend,
Marco
Anna.
Polo.
There you go. Marco! Yeah, I imagine it was like that.
I'm sorry.
Anna Wolin was convinced he was alive, his girlfriend, his Swedish girlfriend, when he was taken out of the pool, insisting he still had a pulse. However, by the time the doctors arrived, it was too late. He was pronounced DOA at the hospital at age
27.
The coroner's report stated drowning, later clarified as death by misadventure. I love that term. Death by misadventure. I guess they didn't know how to spell oops as cause of death.
Very British thing.
And noted his liver and heart were greatly enlarged by past drug and alcohol abuse.
Okay. That'll
Yeah.
do it.
James Marshall Jimi Hendrix, born November 27th, 1942, died September 18th, 1970, was an American guitarist, singer, and songwriter. Although his mainstream career spanned, unfortunately, only 4 years, he is widely regarded as one of the most influential electric guitarists in the history of popular music,
for sure.
and one of the most celebrated musicians of the 20th century.
Yeah.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame describes him as arguably the greatest instrumentalist in the history of rock music. Mm-hmm. Hendrix aspirated on his own vomit and died of asphyxia while intoxicated with barbiturates.
Yeah.
Janis Lyn Joplin, January 19th, 1943 to October 4th, 1970, was an American singer, one of the most successful and widely known rock performers of her era. She was noticed for her powerful mezzo-soprano vocals, her electric stage presence. An autopsy on Janis revealed and determined the cause of death to be a heroin overdose, possibly compounded by alcohol.
The room where she, I think, am I getting my musicians?
Don't say a ham sandwich.
Well,
Were you
what?
going to say a ham sandwich?
No.
Okay, that was Mama Cass, but okay.
No.
And that was a rumor. but-
No.
Okay. Okay.
I think the room where Janis Joplin died was in a hotel.
Yeah.
And it's like a spot where people like to visit
Yeah.
and stay in that room, I think,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. Am I?
But it was still an overdose. I mean, she's
yeah,
still...
yeah.
It was still an overdose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jim Morrison, we already did. But we'll briefly, in case you missed that one.
Right, we did an episode on Jim.
We did, so I'm going to briefly mention him, because if you want the whole one, go back a couple of episodes.
Yes.
James Douglas Morrison, December 8th, was an American singer, songwriter, and poet who was the vocalist of another small rock band you may or may not have heard of called The Doors. His wild personality, poetic lyrics, distinctive voice, unpredictable and erratic performances,
And tight pants.
and tight pants, tight leather pants, and the dramatic circumstances surrounding his death and Morrison is regarded by music critics and fans as one of the most influential frontmen in rock history.
Indeed.
July 3rd, 1971, he was found dead in the bathtub of the apartment in Paris at 6 a.m. He was 27. The official cause is listed as heart failure, although no autopsy was performed because it's not required by French law.
Oh, okay.
They don't require an autopsy, but
Oh, interesting.
yeah, at least not then.
Okay.
Kurt Donald Cobain, February 20th, 1967 through April 5th of 94. Was an American musician, co-founder, lead vocalist, guitarist, primary songwriter of Nirvana.
Yeah.
Through his angst-fueled songwriting and anti-establishment persona, Cobain's compositions widened the thematic conventions of mainstream rock.
Yeah.
He was heralded as the spokesman of my generation, Gen X, and is highly recognized as one of the most influential alternative rock musicians.
Sure.
On April 8th, Cobain's body was discovered at his Lake Washington Boulevard home by an electrician who had arrived to install a security system. Mm-hmm. He got a shock. Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. A suicide note was found addressed to Cobain's childhood imaginary friend Boda, that stated that Cobain had not felt the excitement of listening to as well as creating music, along with really writing, for too many years now. His body had been there for days. The coroner's report estimated he died at April 5th.
And, now there's this whole talk about, was it suicide or was it Courtney Love?
Yeah, that's another, she killed him. Again, these rumors circulate. Maybe she wanted him in the 27 Club. Maybe he wanted to be in the 27 Club.
I don't know.
Either way, okay.
It's very weird. I've listened to several thoughts, documentaries, and episodes on it. Yeah.
Now, Courtney's going to be blamed. I don't know. All those years they said he committed suicide. Maybe he wanted to be in the 27.
I don't know. It's very weird.
No clue.
Okay.
Amy Jade Winehouse, September 14th, 83 to the 23rd of July in 2011, was an English singer and songwriter.
Love her.
Known for her deep, expressive contralto vocals, her electric mix of different musical genres, including soul, rhythm and blues, jazz. Coroner's inquest reached the verdict of, again, misadventure.
Yeah, it was alcohol.
You think?
Yeah.
And drugs. Wasn't she the song Going Back to Rehab?
Oh, tried to make me go
back to rehab.
And I said,
Amy.
No.
The report released...
She should have gone into rehab.
Yeah,
The bottom line is she should have gone to rehab.
The report released on October 26th of 11 explained that her blood alcohol content was 4/16 of a milligram per 100 liter, basically a lot at the time of her death.
Basically a lot.
More than 5 times the legal drink and drive limit, and according to the coroner, the unintended consequence of such potentially fatal levels was her sudden death.
Yeah. I mean, I know she was going through a lot. I know.
Yeah, they all were. I have no doubt.
Her last performance. Did you ever watch the video of her last?
No.
Oh my God, she's clearly
a mess.
A mess. She's clearly she won't even sing.
Yeah,
and she's staring at the crowd like she's like, I'm not singing. And it was just.
This is what happens when you're under the influence and you got so many things going on.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about actors. Let's talk about some actors who died thereabout, not exactly 27, but close.
So
not exactly 27, but apparently these people died around the same age. Okay. Do they technically fit into the 27 Club, give or take? You decide.
Okay.
James Dean.
How old was he?
24.
But that was a car accident, right?
James Byron Dean, February 8th, 1931 to September 30th of 55, was an American actor, a career spanning only 5 years.
Right.
Regarded as a cultural icon of teenage disillusionment and social estrangement, as expressed in that celebrated film, Rebel Without a Cause, from 1955, in which he starred as a troubled teenager, Jim Stark. At 5:45 p.m. on September 30th, 1955, 24-year-old James Dean was killed in California when the Porsche he was driving hit a Ford Tudor sedan at an intersection. Car crash.
Right.
Okay. Not 27, 24. Let's talk about one at 28.
Okay.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger, what a sad one.
Heath Andrew Ledger, April 4th, 79 to January 22nd of 2008, was an Australian actor and music video director.
I loved him.
After playing roles in several Australian television and film productions during the 90s, he moved to the U.S. and in 98, there we go again.
Everybody's trying to call you.
They know.
What the heck?
In 1998, to develop his film career further. My secretary will get it.
Okay, good.
On February 6th of 2008, the Office of Chief Medical Examiner of the City of New York released its conclusions. They were based on an initial autopsy that occurred January 23rd and a subsequent complete toxicological, I don't speak English.
That was easy for you to say.
Analysis. The report concluded that Ledger died as a result of acute intoxication by the combined effects of oxycodone, hydrocodone, diazepam, temzepam, things I can't pronounce,
A lot of drugs.
and doxylamine. I'm no good at this, but
This is a lot of shit
you think?
in your system.
That's what killed him.
Boy, Jesus.
We have concluded that the manner of death is accidental, resulting from the abuse of prescribed medications.
That's
Okay, accidental, too much.
Too
You can't
much.
take all that crap and
Nah.
think you're just gonna
Be okay.
get away with your headache, you know?
If you got a headache, take an Advil. There's something else going on there.
Let's talk again. 28,
28.
Brandon Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon Bruce Lee, February 1, 65 to March 31 of 93, was an American actor and martial artist.
Yeah.
Establishing himself as a rising action star in the early 90s, he landed his breakthrough role as Eric Draven in the dark fantasy The Crow in
Yeah.
94. Remember him?
I do.
Lee was the son of martial arts artist Bruce Lee.
Yep.
He died after his co-star, actor Michael Massey, fired at him with a prop gun during a film
Yeah.
in Wilmington, North Carolina, another one where the prop gun turned out to kill him. Mm-hmm. Okay.
This has happened recently, too.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has, Mr. Baldwin. Yes, it has. All righty, we won't go there.
Okay.
Here's a 26er.
26er. Okay.
She was 26. Sharon Marie Tate Polanski.
Oh.
You didn't think we were going to talk about her. January 24th, 43 to August 9th of 69 was an American actress and model. During the 60s, she appeared in advertisements, small television roles before appearing in films, as well as working as a model. She received positive reviews for her comedic and dramatic acting performances. She was hailed as Hollywood's promising newcomer.
Yes.
However, on August 9th of 69, Tate and 4 others were murdered by members of the Manson family, a cult in the home she shared with her husband, Roman Polanski.
Yeah. And he wasn't there. He was out of town.
And she was 8.5 months pregnant.
I know.
So we're not going to go there either.
I mean, that's another one.
He wasn't home. Roman Polanski has a history of other kind of darkness following him.
Right.
But this was definitely, the Manson family
Right.
murdering her and other people.
Yeah.
26.
That one breaks my heart all
Not
the time.
doing it. Yeah, because she was 8.5 months. I mean,
Right.
I can't.
I've
deal with
already.
it.
There's been a million documentaries and
The Helter
podcast
Skelter stuff,
episodes.
I can't. We're not going to do it.
It's been overdone anyway.
So I'm going to ask a question.
Okay.
Because that's what I do.
All right.
Why do so many celebrities die so young and so tragic?
Too much going on.
Is being a superstar incompatible with a long and healthy life?
Perhaps.
Are there certain conditions that are more likely to cause a star's demise? What might be some of the underlying reasons for these early deaths?
Well, like
and-
an average person isn't going to have access
There you
to
go.
these drugs and this amount of alcohol in
We
one.
talked last time about the perils of privilege.
Right.
Right? We mentioned that in some other podcasts, the perils of privilege.
Yep.
An accident can happen to anyone. Okay. But these artists seem to have more than their fair share.
Yeah.
Okay, the perils of privilege. They have access to things. People give them drugs. They drive too fast. They have private plane. Who knows?
Right.
Right. Swimming. But I don't know. They have a different. They follow a different law.
Like an average Joe, like James Dean, for example, probably wouldn't be driving around in a super fast
As Porsche
Porsche.
driving around like that.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe they had an adverse childhood experience.
Yeah.
That might act as a motivator to become successful and famous in a way to move past childhood trauma.
Yeah.
The price of greatness. The price you pay for greatness is high.
Right.
Live fast, die young, leave a good-looking corpse.
Yes.
Why do so many pop stars die young? The younger a star died, the more likely the death was as a result of fireworks. Our house is on fire. Just ignore that.
Okay.
That's my phone.
Okay.
The younger a star died, the more likely the death was a result of risky behavior involving drugs, alcohol, violence, or suicide. Half of those who died as a result of these factors had at least one unfavorable factor in their childhoods.
Uh-huh.
Factors like child abuse, domestic violence, or a close family member with mental illness. The perils of privilege, like we talked about, right?
Uh-huh.
Recklessness, the limelight, risky behaviors, needing attention, you decide. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, like I was saying, I think that the fact that these folks do have a lot more pressure to be perfect, to be
under
be-
a microscope.
Yes, exactly. And that could cause all kinds of stress on the body and the mind.
The price you pay for greatness is
Yeah.
high. No privacy.
Yeah.
Being rich and famous. Look, I don't know. I'm not rich.
I'm not rich. I'm
not famous. Never occurred to me.
No.
However, I don't think it's all that it's cracked up to be. I think you're gonna give.
Right.
Something's got to give, and for them, for so many of them, when I started reading about the actors that were close, 27 Club, 28 Club. All right, it's give or take a year. It's too young.
It is. Yeah.
They live hard, they die fast. You never think of them aging.
However, on the other hand, they left their marks in a huge way.
Yeah.
Like you said, James Dean was only a star for a few years,
Right.
and his name,
It's still everybody knows,
Yeah.
right? Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi
too.
Hendrix, all of them.
Couple of years, but look
Yeah.
what they've done, and you will always remember them the way they
Always.
were. You don't see
Yeah.
them age.
Yeah.
We talked about Tony Bennett. You see people aging and looking their age.
Right.
These people die young, leave a good-looking corpse.
Yeah.
It is very tragic.
It is.
It's very tragic. Something to think about. The 27 Club, the 28 Club. Club you don't want to join.
No, well,
They don't
I'm
want you
well
as a member.
beyond
Yeah,
that.
well, you and me both.
I'm well
You
beyond
and me
that, so
both.
I will never join it. We're good.
Good.
Yeah.
Something to think about, dear.
Okay.
Dear breathers.
Dear breathers, don't join the 27
Don't
Club.
join.
Yeah.
Don't-
But
don't be reckless.
Do go out of your way to create good content that people will remember you for.
Right, you
so
wanna be
that
remembered.
When you do die, we can talk shit about you.
That's right. That's
Exactly.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. And we will.
Okay.
Well, on that note, thank you for joining us for another episode of All My Favorite People Are Dead. See ya.
Bye, breathers.